Women are chasing men out of society.
7 million men who have stopped looking for jobs and they're basically done working.
Women are chasing men out of society. Why are so many men now dropping out of society as a result of the actions of women and society itself? Watch to the end of the video to find out why women have chased men out of society and what the implications of this are and how it will negatively affect women going into the future. And now let's begin. Women are chasing men out of society, and men are responding by dropping out of the workforce, not going on dates, and not investing in women anymore. And this is definitively affecting the livelihood of women in a variety of unforeseen ways. And women are beginning to wake up and realize the men are gone.
Serious question for the guys. I have this conversation with my female friends, I think, like, I'm not even kidding, once a week. So I'm just curious what the real reasoning is behind it. But most of my girlfriends say that whenever they're out, they never get approached by guys, ever. And maybe like one girl in the friend group who does get approached, it's not like she's a total standout from the group. But for some reason, like a specific girl might just like get hit on a lot. I don't know. But not even in a biased way. I think that some of my friends are very, very beautiful. Like, actually, I'm not just saying that to be nice. So it makes me really curious as to why guys don't go up to them.
This is why you should never cold approach a woman. Despite what many other female dating coaches will tell you, it's total crap. Approach is always this manifestation in your male mind that this woman, because she is so attractive, would benefit you and your life. But you have no idea if she is relationship material, if she is a rancid bitch, if you know what I'm talking about. The only reason you're approaching her is because you find her attractive, and then you're going to turn around and resent her for your entire life for having that power over you. It is purely shallow, and you are already setting up a poor power dynamic within a relationship if you do end up getting in one with this girl. So take it from big sis, meet them out in the wild, through friends, maybe online, but women don't deserve cold approach.
To be, you were a boy and then you became a man. We created this middle gap for you young men called adolescence. I call them boys who can shave. These are guys that have a man's opportunities but a boy's responsibilities. These are guys who keep freeloading off their mother. They're boomerang guys that keep moving back into their parents' home. These are guys who spend their 20s dating, relating, and fornicating and not worshiping and serving and giving. That's the problem. It's a whole bunch of guys who are trying to extend their childhood years as far as they can. And I'll tell you where it gets real sick. Some guys will push their childhood years all the way into their 30s, and then 10 years later in their 40s, they get a midlife crisis and go back and have their childhood revisited when they've spent the majority of their adult years in childhood already.
And should get a prenup if you're going to get married. A prenup is an agreement that you and your spouse sign that protects your assets. 50% of marriages fail. It's not like planning for it to fail or thinking it's going to fail. I have life insurance, but I don't plan on dying, but I'm ready for anything. 80% of divorces are initiated by the woman. She's incentivized to leave your ass because she'll make more money. You're not going to leave. You don't want to give up half your shit. Anyone can get a prenup. Let's each leave with the shit we came with.
The dude obviously doesn't have a lot of money to split. He can't even afford a whole shirt.
There's more. According to one economist, some non-working men face a skills mismatch. A third have criminal records, making them ineligible for many jobs and making employers hesitant to hire them. And many rely on safety nets, such as disability. So you may wonder, what are these guys doing instead of work? Well, kind of what you might expect. Spending nearly 7 hours each weekday on average relaxing, playing games, and watching TV. So how is
Young guys are doing with their time and energy? Porn, social media, video games. The beast, the false prophet, and the antichrist. That's what they're doing. Single guys in your 20s, here's what we know. 68% of guys in their 20s today are not dating a woman, not intending to date a woman, have no actual interest in a relationship with a female, and are making no movement toward marriage whatsoever.
Let's talk about men that play video games, because I know it gets kind of controversial. Ladies, if you think that you're being controlling for not wanting your men to play video games, as much as he does, or if he gets upset at you because you want to spend time with him and he's choosing to play video games instead, you have a right to be upset and your feelings are valid, okay? I know that there are worse things going on in this world, but this is just one of those things that gives me the ick, to be quite honest with you, because the amount of guys that I see in the back of their girlfriend's videos while the girlfriend is like trying to do something cute, or even with the kids or whatever, and the husband is just vegged out playing video games like a child on the TV. I'm sorry. I think if you're a gamer and you guys do that as an activity together, it's different. Or if he has a set time that he says, okay, I'm going to hop on here with my friends and veg out and do this.
How is it that I look like this today, yet no man wants me to be his girlfriend?
Is this a serious question? Because women just went from saying they rather pick a bear over a man. So why the hell would men approach you or even look in your direction? But not only that, so many women have taught men over the years that all men are predatorial, so the good men of the world gave up. And it's so funny because women will constantly say that men don't listen, but now that men are listening, y'all are wondering where the good guys are at, why they don't approach you anymore, and why men are just simply not interested. And why the hell would they be interested? They don't know if they're going to be the next subject of all men are trash content on social media. They don't know if they're going to be accused of doing something they didn't do. They don't know if they're going to be used for dates. They don't know if they're going to be manipulated and then called a narcissist. And in this particular video, she's also asking why didn't they approach her because she looks the way that she looks. But the bottom line is most women are basic. There's nothing special.
Have 7 million men ages 25 to 54 not working or looking for work. 7 million. You can't build a civilization, a culture, a nation, an economy on men who are not activated and working and producing. What it means is you have far more consumers than producers. And then you have a whole generation of young men that are going to vote to increase the taxes on men who are working to reallocate wealth, which is stealing. And the result is at some point you run out of other people's money. That's why we now have record national debt. And now credit card debt in America has for the first time reached over $1 trillion.
There was a study done in the 90s, and what they found out, I think, still holds true today. So what they did is they took a group of men and they took a group of women and they categorized these men. So it was like high status, t-shirt, McDonald's. Same thing with the women. High status, t-shirt, McDonald's. And then they asked, the men, okay, would you go to coffee with this person, go on a date, marry? And in all three categories, the guy didn't care. He's like, yes, sure, whatever. With women, it was a whole different story. Women went to the high status man for the majority of them. So that was for coffee, date, marriage. My takeaway on this is just goes along with the trends I've been seeing. So we are in this Kardashian culture and have been for, 10 years. I don't know how long they've been on. But this idea of perfection has just been kind of unseen before. Before we
Just got off the phone with someone I was seeing, and she asked me how my day was going, and I explained I was at the airport. And then she said, "I'm glad you got there safe." And I said, "Yeah, I had to take an Uber." I had to block her. She was great and everything. She was emotionally intelligent, always paid for dinner, pretty much catered to my every need. But if you hear I'm taking an Uber to the airport and your first move is not to open up Venmo and send me money, are you even a real woman? And then you find out I'm on a commercial flight and you don't immediately charter me a private jet? I know my worth, drizzle, drizzle. I'm in my soft guy era. I want to be pampered. And if you're broke, just say that. And I'm sure
cut my girl off because I just moved her into my place and then she's telling me she wants to go 50-50. You were broke. I moved you into my place and you're asking me to go 50-50. I don't tolerate disrespect. I don't pay bills.
Yo, men are not playing around. Men are not playing around. You see, women kept on pushing and pushing and pushing. And they drove men to this. And, the whole soft guy era thing, it started out as men basically saying, you know what? we're going to push back now. We're going to take everything that you threw at us and we're just going to flip the script and give it back to you. And it started out as a joke, and now men are serious because for far too long, Tyrone, Ray, Pookie, Enrique, Miguel, Little Poncho. They love Little Poncho. This dude is up in your bed, laying in your bed, farting in your bed while you are at work, drinking tequila in your bed, eating tacos in your bed, eating burritos in your bed, sipping his menudo in your bed to help him after he's hungover. Menudo will help with that. Living his best life. All right, using your pillow, putting your pillow between his legs because that's how he likes to sleep. And sometimes, he has the diabetes now. So a little pee pee slips out sometimes. A little pee pee slips out with a fart sometimes, but it's okay because you are familia. All right, you share a home, you share mujeres, you share todo, everything. You share everything. All right, you are familia. So, and your casa is his casa and his children are your children because you're going to be the one taking care of them. Men are sick and tired of this relationship. They're sick and tired of this dynamic, and as a result, they're walking away and they're saying, "We're not going to do this anymore." Tyrone, Ray, Pookie, Enrique, Miguel, Little Pancho, and Sancho, they can take care of their kids themselves. They can take care of their own damn kids, all right? Is it, there's a song that came out some time ago. Is it me or the PS5? And like people started making memes to it. Like, bro, obviously it's the PS5. A PS5 won't take half your stuff. A PS5 won't cheat on you. A PS5 won't friend zone you. A PS5 won't ruin your life. Okay? A PS5 is a lot cheaper and it will bring you years of joy. And you can always rely on it. If it breaks, you can just fix it. This is the simple answer. Think about this very carefully, y'all. The amount that men are spending on dates now, going on like even sometimes even a single date, they can go buy a PlayStation 5. 2 dates, or even 2 dates. That's a PS5 and a game. Why in the world would you be wasting your time and your energy going on dates that are not going to go anywhere? Oh, take me to a steakhouse. Bro, if you go to a steakhouse and you stuff your face with steak, you damn well know that you're not going to be able to be physically intimate at the end of the evening. So when these girls are taking advantage of men so bad now, because the men are well aware that they're not going to, they should be well aware that there's no chance of anything happening. She goes out there, she orders the most expensive thing. And the crazy thing is that these girls don't have money. All of these single women, they go home crying and they have to find a man to take them out that evening to feed them. Because if they can't find a simp to feed them, then a lot of times they won't even eat. They're having what they call medieval peasant meals, and they can't even afford them anymore in this economy. What medieval peasant was basically cheese, crackers, and a sandwich of meat, but they can't even afford that anymore because it's so expensive. All right, you have women now that are also telling men when they ask, they're like, "Oh, let's go on a date." They're telling these dudes, "No, no, 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 no. Here's what you can do. You can take that money you would have to use to take me on a date. You can take me to the grocery store." There's no bigger insult than a woman telling you, "Oh, take me to the grocery store," because what she's really telling you is that she doesn't like you, she doesn't want to be in a relationship with you, but she wants your money. All right, she wants you. She wants you to fill up her fridge. Imagine how many guys she's doing this to. All right, and what do you get out of it? Her presence, guys. You are not even one. You have to understand, women today. Myron from Fresh and Fit was so right. Women just want to get their bag today. They don't even want to be in a relationship. Most women today do not actually want a relationship. They just want their bag. They just want money. All right. Or they want physical intimacy, they will go to Chad and Tyrone. Chad, Tyrone, Ray, Enrique, Miguel, Little Pancho, and Sancho. They'll go to this group of people when they want physical intimacy. All right. And they just want their bag. They just want their bag. That's the reason why so many of them are pushing so hard for socialism because they just want their bag. They want someone else to pay for it. They want men to pay for it. Men pay 80% of all consumer tax of all taxes. Men pay 80% of all taxes. Women make 80% of all consumer purchases. What is the future going to look like for women after chasing men out of society? Destitution. 45% of all women between the ages of 25 and 44 will be childless and single come the year 2030. That's only 6 years from now, or really 5.5 years. We're almost in 2025. And to make matters worse, that's only single women. That's only single and childless women. That does not include single mothers. When you look at it that way, then you'll end up in a situation where it's like 70 to 80% of women who are going to be single. And that's beyond the years of just 25 to 44. That's going to be women well into their 60s, because a lot of Gen X women messed around, did not secure a relationship, or they divorced their husbands, and now they're entering now they're heading into their 60s, and they're not as healthy as the boomers. They're not as healthy as previous generations of women. They don't have that nest egg to fall back on. And a lot of modern women, the answer to the question is what's going to happen. They're going to end up living in shelters, homeless, squatting, and the government is not going to be able to subsidize their living. All of the luxuries that they've come to enjoy and know, they won't even have a television. All right? I mean, television, bro, they won't even have an apartment. And many of you think that, well, there will always be a simp to supplement their living. So many men today think that, women will always be okay and be bailed out, that they've just basically given up. All right. And as a result of this, they believe that women are so powerful in society that nothing can go wrong for them. And that actually creates more disparities for women, because men basically think that they are more powerful than any other force in Western society. They will always be bailed out by the state. They will always be bailed out by simps. The reality is that that things don't work that way. But as more men take this position, they're walking away. They're choosing to live separate lives. They're choosing to separate themselves from relationships in society and live lives of peace and comfort, simple lives of luxury. And women, on the other hand, are finding themselves with no options to supplement their income going into the future. You're going to have a lot of children growing up in FEMA camps because there's not enough shelters going around. So they're going to have to start setting up these camps for all the homeless people, especially the homeless women. And you're going to have a lot of children growing up in these camps. All right. And I've already said it before. I said it before and I'll say it again. Tyrone is going to be the king of Ted City. Tyrone is going to be the king of Ted City. When he wants to eat, he's going to eat. When he's, whatever he wants, he's going to get. However he likes it. However he likes it. By the way, guys, if you're enjoying the content, consider checking out our newsletter. It's pretty lit. For my personal thoughts, insights, and a free copy of my ebook, The Blueprint for Escaping the Rat Race, click the link in the description to get your free copy of the ebook. Guys, what do you think regarding all of this? Women are chasing men out of society, and it's not going to work out for them in the future because men are not going to be there anymore to subsidize their income, and it's going to leave a lot of women facing destitution. Let me know your thoughts, and we'll talk about it in the comments. Like the video if you like it. Don't forget to subscribe. And if you like the video, share the video. And just remember that all roads lead to MWA, men walking away. And share.